Hello, this is Arturelia Anime Room Reviews. I'm Arturo, and today I'll be reviewing So I was familiar with this series, the Dot Hack series, since the early 2000s, since one of those shows was actually airing on Cartoon Network. It was this one, actually. And I remembered, the character, kind of like that iconic look that I remember and would recognize. And then there was this that I saw floating around a while back. I decided to watch this when it was on Netflix, and it was only about like 3 OVA episodes. But what do I think of this OVA of the Dot Hack series? This was actually the first one I literally watched from beginning to end. What do I at least think of this one? Well, that's why you're here.
Today, I'm going to be reviewing Dot Hack Quantum. Let's go. The year is 2022. Okay, well, we're getting into some familiar territory here. 3 friends play this MMO game called The World.
A latest version.
There are a bunch of student friends that play and have a great time in this game, yet they also get into trouble in the very first start of this show. However, a character named Hermit, a little cat creature who seems to have the ability to delete certain objects with his little stick, has a secret. Ida encounters this cat creature, Hermit, and get into a big situation which she's on the bounty list. A weird thing occurs and they get transported to some other world. However, when they run into this thing that ends up affecting people in the game and trapping their souls, Ida's friend, Iri, tries to save her, but then she gets attacked in her body, and her mind, or soul, is basically trapped, which this also affects Ida's hand. Now, they need to figure out a way to save their friend from whatever was in the game. Soon they will discover some conspiracy stuff behind the MMO and some dark history and what is also inside this place.
As for the soundtrack,
well, the soundtrack, I can say I was more focused with the story than the soundtrack. I mean, yeah, you're going to hear some pretty good soundtracks here and there, but to be honest, I was too focused on the story to really pay attention to the music that was playing in the background. The only song that I would say you will remember from this show is the ending song. It's the same song that plays throughout all 3 episodes from beginning to end. That's probably the only one I could say is pretty impactful, but as for the rest of the soundtrack, not as memorable as SAO's soundtrack. The animation is really nice and detailed, so I gotta give a thumbs up for the animation. And on top of that, the art style is good too. As for the characters, I mean, they're the typical, heroes that are gonna do the right thing in the MMO.
Azumi Ida is a cheerful young girl who has a fun time playing with her friends in the game world.
Ida's character is the type to jump in on things without thinking, and she doesn't technically fight that much. I mean, she does her thing here and there, but it's mostly her friends that do most of the fighting.
But when shit happens to her friend, she's determined to save her. Ida's design reminds me of Shugo from Hack Legends of Twilight. That's the one that I saw on Cartoon Network at the time.
One of her friends, Lori, she is pretty professional, but in the outside world, not quite. She's more of the serious type, along with Iri. Ida is just more of the adventurous type.
Iri is a childhood friend of Ida and Iori. While she too is very skillful herself in fighting, then is out for the rest of the whole show due to what happened to her. Yes, she's the one that gets possessed or controlled in the game.
Now, Hermit does have a secret, but I don't want to get into too much of his backstory because it is a pretty big twist to who he is. And also on top of that, there are some other characters that will help the main ones out. Now, if you were to compare the Dot Hack series to SAO, I mean, it is technically similar, but very different people are not trapped in the game and trying to survive, but I know in this OVA series, it does get to the point where it kind of feels like it's starting to feel realistic for certain players that may get hurt really bad.
As for my enjoyment,
now to be honest, this is the first .hack series I have watched, though it's only 3 episodes long. And I can say it's a decent show, but I wish it was longer. On the other hand, this seems to also indicate a connection between the other .hack shows from the past. Though as of this review, I have not seen the other .hacks. This was technically my first one that I watched, even though it's technically a sequel to the others.
while not long, it's something you'll enjoy from beginning to end. I like the characters and the adventure they went through, especially to save their friend from a supernatural being. There are very strange supernatural stuff that you'll soon find out in this show.
Look! Over there!
.hack Quantum. It was a decent anime, but the thing is, it's only 3 episodes long and it's very short. And when I recently rewatched it, finished it in one day, and it's good, but I wish it was longer. I do believe people that like this series will have fun watching it because it is fun. I enjoyed it for what it was, and to see the interactions with the characters in this world and other people in the MMO world. But sadly, it's really short. Though you could also technically rewatch this over again if you want, since it's only like, 3 episodes? Overall, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I will say the other .hack series, they are long-length shows. And since this does tie into the others, then this will definitely be for you if you're a fan of this series and to have as a collection. So yeah, I mean, it was decent.
While not long, it's something you'll enjoy from beginning to end. At least this is the first one I fully watched, while the other one I saw bits and pieces of when it was on Cartoon Network. As for my recommendations, there's a lot of hack shows out there, but here are the ones that I'm throwing out to you right now. Certain ones that I am interested to watch, but yeah. Well, this is Arturelia Anime Room Reviews, signing off.
Hi guys, thanks for watching Arturelia Anime Room Reviews. If you want to follow more of what I do here, click the subscribe button. You could also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I also have a Discord server. If you want to be part of this community, you could click on this link here, or in the description.